Hey, it's me, High Priestess Elsie from Tarot Journey. Um, no, I'm not going to wait for other people to show up in the reading. If you come, you come. If you don't, you don't. You know, I do understand that this message will find its way to who needs to see it, and I mean, that's pretty much all I can do. But before I do start, I do want to cleanse my space, make sure there's no attachment, no entity attachment, trying to attach itself towards me while I'm doing the reading. And I do not want someone to send me attacks while I'm on this live. I don't have a head covering, so I'm just trying to make sure I do the necessary, because you never know what someone's intentions are for you. So, okay. Burn some sage. I mean, I have this stuff that you could burn your sage in, but I like to use stuff that come from nature to hold whatever I'm burning sage in. Okay. Guardian angels, Angel Michael, Angel Gabriel, the ancestors, spirit guides, guide me when I give out this message, as help me align with the universe so I can give this message as accurate as I could possibly do for whomever the message may be for. And for you, those who do resonate with what I'm about to say, please like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, so let's get into it. Matter of fact, let me take this off. Okay, so basically what I do have to say right now is that, you know, they've been already know who you was before you was born, right? A lot of these people that you have come in contact with since you was a child are secretly spiritual or work with deities and other unknown forces that the average people don't know about. Like, and you'll be surprised who actually do these things. You may think that, hey, this is the deacon of my church, but not knowing this deacon of your church, taking trips to the Caribbeans and Africa to go figure out how to gain, you know, more power, or try to figure out how, and you may not know where the source of power, even the pastor of certain churches, um, and I'm saying that's them the ones that you may not even think is doing it, be doing it the most, right? Be doing it the most, and it's a lot of reasons why they do, you know, cause the best way to disguise yourself from what you do is to pretend that you're not the person that do what you do. You get what I'm saying? Like when you make yourself be put in that space, when you put yourself, people put themselves in a space where they're not showing their authentic self and their spiritual self to the regular eye, because if they do, then they will not be able to do the things they choose to do, like cause, not necessarily, well, it is going to cause harm to an individual, but to prey on them, you know, to prey on them. It's you supposed to know who you are and to know that, hey, this person is preying on me, because it's the energy space. You're gonna feel like you are under attack. It may slowly dwell on you. You might be like, oh, I'm having fun, and you're like, wait, something not right. But however it may dwell on you, you're going to understand uh, what's going on with you. So what I was getting, I'm going to tell you a little bit of a storyline of myself. Like, I really, in the beginning stages, I knew who I was when I was like pretty much in my early stages of life. I used to have prophetic dreams and stuff. By the time I was like 7, 8-ish, you know, everybody was making me feel bad because I was able to see through them. Because like the intentions was like, I can see it, I can read it, I can look at you and be like, yeah, no, cool, gotta stay away, definitely stay away. You know, I can really just read the energy that came with them. Hey, baby. Um, so they already, like I already understood that within myself. But for them to make me be comfortable enough to even entertain or even be in the energy space or in the same realm as them, they had to start making me believe that whatever I was seeing and whatever was calling onto me was not right, right? So if mine is not right, then maybe theirs are. So, you know, because it's like, when you spiritual, you gotta understand why they tell you, um, keep the stones on you, you know what I mean? Keep your head covered. Like right now, my head should be scarfed, you know, because you never know who's in your energy space and you never understand what it is. Oh, thank you. So you never know what it is that the intentions are for you. And I want those who are in, I want you guys to understand that because that's really what I'm being called to tell you guys right now. And they already have been told. They might, whoever they go to go see, may be like, hey, um, you good from now, but in 3 years, your child will come across a friend who have who is good, who is heavy in the spiritual realm, who will be able to, who's going to challenge who you are, and they might even outrank you in the realm. And your best choice is to find a way to manipulate them to gaining your trust, and then you can proceed to dim their light, to steal their star, or put them in a situation where they never get to who they supposed, they never find out who they truly are. So you will never have to worry about them getting to a point where they do outrank you, type of energy. That's what I want you guys to understand. And I know that you know, and honestly, you know, honestly, you know, people really do be knowing. People really do be knowing. And the only way that they know you're going to even get comfortable enough to give them your trust, give them your trust, is if you truly do not know who you are, right? Because if you really knew who you are, you won't even, you know what I mean? You won't even temper in that space, you know? And let me give you an example. Like, remember the story of Moses, right? Like, Moses' family already knew what Moses was going to go through when he was born, because when he was born, and the Pharaoh also knew that somebody was coming who was going to put him in a state where his ranking was going to come down, right? So that's why he ordered that all the male borns in the tribe that he heard the child was coming from was supposed to be killed around that time. Like, hear me out, hear me out. I know what I'm talking about. I'm trying to find things that you guys know too, so you can understand where I'm coming from, right? Said what you done do to your head looks okay. Anyway, so so remember this, like I was saying, the story of Moses. Like, you see how his family knew that he was going to be the one that got them out the situation they was in, right? And the uh, the Pharaoh also knew that he was going to be. He didn't know it was him, Moses per se, but he knew there was a child from that particular tribe that was going to come and and make him look like he wasn't the the like he was in the ultimate be-all, because he was never a god. He was just a king, you know. And that's why the mother had him in the river, right? And then the kids, I think is the Pharaoh's sister or somebody saw Moses in the water while she was bathing, and took him with her, because for one, she was not able to have her own child or something. So she felt like, you know, she just was, even though she knew her brother wanted all the Moses peoples, he wanted Moses people's family and all the Israelites, I believe, dead. Not all the Israelites, but all the sons, all the firstborn sons, right? He wanted all the firstborn sons dead. And the only reason why he wanted to do that is because he was already foretold that there was somebody that was going to be coming, and coming out of one of those places, who was going to be able to um, you know, basically like take his glory. And you know, so his best bet was, okay, if that's the case, then it will not happen, because I'm gonna take necessary procedure, which is make sure I kill all the firstborns out of the whole tribe, you know. So if I do that, then I can guarantee that there's no firstborn being born. I can guarantee no firstborn being born is going to even grow to that stage to even have what's required to be able to do that to him, right? And for for you guys, the ones that are chosen, and sometimes people really be thinking that chosen people are only those who are spiritually ranked, right? And it's also those who are good-hearted, right? So, like, because most of us that started this journey is because we realized that religion wasn't for us, and we wanted to step into something that was our truth, and we found that in spirituality. So there may be certain people who still have karma in their past life in certain religions that they have to fulfill first before they get called into stepping out of that. Because when they fulfill their karma and other people view them in a light that don't make sense, like, why are you here? You don't deserve to be here. You're not supposed to be here. And they get put in that space and they're like, okay, maybe this is not for me. And then they branch off to be like, they branch off into, you know, but you guys are not who you say you are. You guys are not loving. You guys are not wealthy, um, to even praise praise the gospel, because you guys are hypocritical. And then they're going to go look for what, you know, what works with them. But the main reason why I would say Moses, you know, Moses was cool until the day that he seen the slave getting beaten close to death, and the cruelty, something in his soul didn't sit right, because when he talked to his sister before that happened, and she let him know that them is really not his peoples, and the what is that, the pharaoh was really not his blood brother. The sister that was trying to find a way to, she told him how long this has been going on, and how he was not intertwined with the pharaoh's a bloodline, but rather hers. And her mother had to give him up because the pharaoh demanded all the firstborns and their tribe to be killed, because they had already foreseen that somebody that was supposed to be the one that came to save their tribe was going to be a male son, and they had to do what was necessary, and that caused them to put him in that river when the first sister was taking a bath to even come across him. So sometimes the devil, sometimes God has calling may be putting you right in the midst of your enemies. And I know that you guys might be like, damn, like, why am I in a situation I feel like this? Why do I feel like I'm around people that treat me with such hatred and And why is everything I'm trying to do not getting nowhere? And Spirit wants you guys to know, and Divine want me to tell you guys that, and your ancestors too. So it's like it's a triple whammy. They all want you to know that, I mean, just trust in the God within you. That nothing that is thrown your way, you know, nothing wicked is going to prosper. You know, all it's going to do is really show you who you're dealing with, and you're going to understand the program, and you're going to do what's necessary to keep you in the energy space where, you know, they like their attacks is not going to be, it's not going to do nothing to you. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to be like, I think it's Daniel in the Lion's Den. Like, you're going to be untouched. Like, nothing they do to you is going to touch you. You know, all he's going to do, all you're going to do is that the light in you. You know how you shine as a light being. Um, you know, like how you shine. You are like the energy that's within you, the brightness in you, the way you shine, and the mirror that you have in you, that when you come across people, you know, like, you reflect, you show them who they are. The fact that you can see through them, and they can just they see you, and their vulnerability comes to light, and they wondering like, how is it that you can figure me out? How is it that you can see me to the core? How is it that you were able to do something that my parents could have never done, which is even be able to understand who I am, how I am, and how I work, right? And the fact that, like the alchemist in you is going to be able to, like, just know, just know, and it's going to be different from it's going to vary from everybody else, because for different every single one of you guys, um, you may have different, per se, different ways. You may have different spiritual gifts, right? So if one is a prophet, and they see it in their dreams, or their clear audience, or however it is that you get your messages, right? You will not I can't tell you how it's going to go, because it may be different for you, right? And that's what I want. I really want to say. And if you are an interpreter of dreams, the way you will give your message may be different from somebody who's a clear audience, right? So just always be mindful of that. And for those who resonate, please like, comment, subscribe, right? I'm only interested in finding my people, right? So, and that's all I'm going to say. I'm interested in finding my soul tribe, because I have come across certain people that I take myself, I trust myself in being their soul tribe, because they are able to tell me certain things that later on down the line, it literally is step to step how. And they might post a video like 3 years ago, and might have just came across their page today, and the stuff 3 years ago to what I'm going through today is resonate. And so I didn't need to see it 3 years ago, because it would not have resonated with nothing in my life. But for the time, and that's why I did tell you, like, the tarot readings, um, is timeless, and it's going to find you when you're in that time space, because everybody's in different spaces in their journey. But for the one, it's going to be given in the right time frame, where when majority is going through that, when the massive, then that's why I say the collective. When the collective is going through that, it's going to be given. So a lot will be able to understand, but individually, it's going to come to you in that right timing, because because there's nothing like God's timing, and God is never going to let you lack. And that's what I need you to trust in. So, when I first came to you know, when I was young and I was in like my country, I was in situations where people was trying to steal my sexual energies at a young stage, right? And let's say like people that was like when I left from my mother's space to my father's space, and I was like living in my with my grandmother and my uncles in a compound. There was like a family. It was like a family compound. I don't even know why he on here. So there was this thing that like somebody that was like supposed to be like family friend, and you could tell that they probably knew exactly what was ordained for oneself. So when they did come around, it was like they was trying to they was trying to, I need to unfollow them. They was trying to like basically feel called to like they felt it was their duty to taint my sexual energy around that stage. And I was like, I think I was like a 7. So you know, but I realized like when I first got here and my father my stepmom was like, okay, she started giving me that energy space where she's like, I mean, yeah, I may have made you feel like we are family while your father was here. And basically, like, your first time you got here from Africa, I gave you $100. I took you to these malls. I made you feel like you was going to be treated like a princess. But now that your father is gone, you going to see Pepe. You know, you going to see Shaggy. You gonna see what's up. You not going, like, it's like it was so when I say the energy swap was so it was just beyond me. I have never set eyes on nothing like that before. Is the idea of somebody trying to make me believe that they cared to the point that the first time they see me, they just gonna give me the most money I've ever seen to take me to all these luxury places just for my father to be gone. And I'm really sitting here trying to figure out how I'm going to get like $1.50 to get like a burger from McDonald's type stuff. You get what I'm saying? Like it's stuff like that, and then other people will be like, yeah, you know, that's just crazy. Why would she ever do that? If your daughter was with me, I would treat her a little better. So my father proceeded to take me over there so I could be able to help them babysit and watch their daughter and their granddaughter, just for it to be like, oh, until you clean the whole house and until you clean the whole house and clean the whole house, wash the dishes, do clean the room, go outside, bring the packages inside, help me pack, help me cook, help me put everything up. After you might be able to get like the basic, like you might get a meal. You know what I mean? Type of energy. You like, wow, you like worse than you're not no better than her. You know, and then you go into a different setting, and then you know, you go try to stay with your friend and your friend's father trying to sneak you from, like, that's basically kidnapping, right? Try to take you across states with his real daughter to go to a Haitian festival, um, but it's like more of like voodoo festival, right? Right, and you looking at the scenery, and like everybody is like attracted to your light. You like uncomfortable, but you know, like you feel good and negative. You feel positive and negative energy. So, you know how to move around in that space. But that's how I say people be knowing, right? People be knowing. So basically, they try to make you uncomfortable till you bend to them, and when you bend to them, they want to find a way to use you according to how they think if they cannot, if they know you outrank them in the spiritual realm, they're gonna try to like you know manipulate you in a mental way to join whatever it is that they intertwine. And you never know if that's already, if that was something that person has already talked to whatever priestesses or you know, spiritual work that that may have told them that that's is something they should probably be doing, right? So yeah, but anyway, I mean, I'm just saying. So, and then they after the voodoo, they go to the festival with you, and they trying to like find a way to make you like allow them, give them permission to like like taint your energy space. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, because some of these entities that these people work with, they require innocent souls, and they want something pure because they are of the dark, so they need something of the light, and they need something pure. So like the best thing to do for them in that situation is to get someone who someone who is who's young, like pretty much young, and not only young, like at that stage where they just they want to get you before you're aware. They want you naive. They want you naive, and the more naive you are, the easier you could be manipulated, and that's what they want. For them to even get to a point that they don't want competition. They don't want you to have any common sense. They don't want you to have any knowledge of self. They don't want you to have anything. The more hopeless, clueless, and lost you are, like the better it is for them. So that's the energy space they're going to keep you. So some of you guys will be sitting here talking about something, damn, like I'm not sure, like uh, when you find out that people are, when you start realizing that, oh, when you start knowing who you are, now the attacks come, because the attack is never going to come when you don't know who you are, because they know like how much divine frowns on that. Like, why would you attack somebody that has not caused you no harm and is not aware to why you sending attacks? They don't like that. Like the way your ancestors and the spirit guides is going to come out and expect vengeance. You know, what they do is try to like, and they won't attack you then. They will be trying to mold you. They're going to be trying to find a way to convince you to come to their side, right? Because they know, because, they always tell you, even in the Bible, they say God don't play with about kids, right? Yeah, because it's something about hurting somebody with a pure heart, and so they're just gonna put you, they're gonna put you in a struggle. They're gonna put you in a struggle. They're gonna make you willingly choose to come to them, help them, or deal with them, right? And you doing that because they have found a way to make you believe that they're the only one that care. They're the closest thing you could ever have to family, and they're the only one that have invested in you so long that that the most disloyal thing you can do is to not give in, right? But yeah, that's really what I was getting. But let me see if I can if I can clarify it a bit more. So this is one of my favorite decks anyway. Yeah, so this is the card that came out. All right, so it says Three of Summers, and it said news worthy celebrating announcements such as wedding, graduation, birth, friends you cherish, right? And yeah, because that's what I get. Let's see what else. This is also a say two of Two of Autumn, and it says brings fun into everything you do. Bringing fun into everything you do, giggling multiple priorities, juggling multiple priorities of jobs, and exceptional talent of multitasking. So some of you guys may have to check into that. Maybe that's your thing. Um, right here it said King of Spring, right? And I think this is two cards together, so maybe in my head just came out that way. But it said King of Springs, and it says inspiration, wise, and then it said financial windfall. Your leadership skills are needed now. An exceptional, an unexpected supporter of yours, cause I'm an then this is what came out, the Emperor, right? And it said use logic and strategy to increase your success. Jail, and it's jail though. It's GEL. Jail organization, a firm but passionate leader. So yeah, then this is the card that I see right there, and it says awakening, and it says change the way you look at the situation. Embrace your uniqueness. Temporary pause in the action. So, for me, that what I get out of all of this, right? All I get out of all of this is really the fact that, because I really just give my messages the way I feel called to do, and like to me, any growth is growth. So I'm not necessarily upset. I do not really, because some people get to a point where, because I have literally consistently been posting for almost 2 to 3 weeks, and I can see the progress because I have literally seen like 100 subscribers within that time frame, and I know for other people they can like get like thousands overnight, but honestly, I don't really do anything to help my channel grow outside of post the messages, right? I may, I may, like little small things. I'm not, you know, I'm not like I'm not, cause I I do trust that, those who, I may ask people I know to support me, but you know the saying, strangers will support you way faster than people you know. So even though I may ask people that I know to follow me, I only, like, if I ask like 20 people I know to follow me, I only expect like at the very most five to actually do it. Um, you know, and if people ask me, hey Elsie, can I get this? And I have a little bit of change, I'll be like, well, you ain't never show me no love. Why should I? Maybe if you try to, go and like and support me, I might think about it. But but honestly, I don't even see the purpose of doing that anymore because people will literally just show that they did it just so they can take it back because they do not want to feel like it's something about why should I support you doing something, uh, because it be more negative than anything, It's like, yeah, you fuck with me, but you don't fuck with me like that, I fuck with you, I like you, I love you, I care about you. If I could call you and ask you for $10, $15. But if I ever had to comment underneath your post and show support and stuff, unless you like on my face looking at me where I can watch you watching me do it, um, I might not, and that's what I be getting. And honestly, trust me, like I'm not bothered with this because this is like that's probably one of the main reasons why it took me so long to even get back on my channel. Um, because I was getting to a point where I was feeling discouraged, but I realized that I wasn't doing it for the people. I was doing it because that's what I was called to do, and it came with its own benefits, and it didn't necessarily its benefits didn't have to be necessarily fame, because like in my early stages when I was 20, 23, 25, I had a lot of fan base, but it was for like childish stuff like twerking, talking shit, like, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't nothing about the growth of humanity. It was more of like, yeah, I'm the right one, fuck with me. You know what I mean? So, people like things that's like chaotic. People really could care less about growth and healing and doing what's necessary and trying to find the God within themselves. They don't care about that. Matter of fact, they would call demonic, and when you twerking and stuff, they'd be like, yeah, queen, yeah, yeah, I like how your body is, and you my African goddess, like, just, that's why you just gotta be aware, because awareness is a motherfucker, you know what I mean? People will really walk you and talk you into your doom if you let them. You just gotta have a mind of steel where nothing and anybody cannot just get into. They could try all they want, they could talk all they want, they could attempt all they want, but that's, and the other thing is, you just gotta make sure you do your necessary. You gotta meditate, you gotta take that time, because to me, people really don't know when I do what I do, because it really be when they sleep. You know what I mean? I love to take my time and have a moment with my ancestors and all that stuff when everybody around me is asleep, because everybody don't need to know everything that's going on with you. Everybody don't need to understand what's going on with you. Everybody don't need to, like, everything up for everybody. So I like to keep things like simple. I like to meet people where they at. If you the type of person that the only time I can hang with you is if I'm smoking, then I'm come outside and hang out with you when I'm about to hit a cigarette. I don't know, but if you're the type of person, but that's something I had to learn, right? Because at first I was just like trying to make myself available to everybody, and I realized that that's the problem. The problem is I don't even know where my attacks are coming from, because it literally can be coming from anybody. It's so many people that is able to get into my energy space, and I had to start. I had to retract more than anything when I figure out what my energy space signature looked like. Then when other people came around, I could be like, okay, so this is where my energy stop at. This is not me. So I can differentiate. So I really be knowing, you know. But when it's like, when the energy is not even a positive mind space, and it's like it's more of a triggering energy, I just be knowing that, okay, I don't feel triggered, but the energy feels triggering, but I don't feel triggered, so it's not I'm not the one impulsing this energy out, right? But for you to really know, you can't figure out what's going on with you if you're around a bunch of chaos all the time. I don't know why I felt the need to say that, but whoever whoever is for, maybe is going, whoever needs to hear that, well, it's there. So this what came out, Ace of Spring, right? And it says it's time to take action, be fearless and happy, and pursue your most treasures dreams, amazing career opportunities. So, right. It says Queen of Spring, right? And it says brilliance, loyalty, talents, friendliness. It says believe in yourself. Wonderful people wants to help you maintain a balance between work and home life, right? And you know what? This came out. This was on the back of the deck, right? And it says Five of Winter, and it says walk away from dishonest association, realizing that what you thought you wanted isn't the best choice for your happiness. Sometimes some things that are not worth, some things are not worth the effort. Right. I don't know if you got a chance to see, but I'm gonna show it again. So some things are not worth the effort. Right. So with that, I'm like, that's why I'm really like trying to tell you guys, like, people really do be knowing what, like, people be knowing what's ordained over your life. And I'm not talking about the average person. I'm talking about, like, like the people, like people in high places be knowing when a chosen one, or uh, when a chosen one, a mystic, a shaman, and all different flavors of us are born into a bloodline. Because if you really truly believe all through your bloodline, now none of you guys family has ever got into situations where they had to go seek uh seek help from a pastor, a shaman, a voodoo priest, a high priestess, you know, get a tarot reading or anything. If you really truly believe that nobody has ever done that but you are so delusional. The only difference between you and them is probably that open to you open to showing your authentic self. You are open to be who you are, because you know that the power is your best gift is to be who you are. Like, you understand, like, and you want to do it unapologetically. And they like to, throw stones and hide their hand. And and they do that because, like, that's the only way they're going to be able to fulfill the things that they have promised to these deities. And yeah, because people like deities. Yeah, the white Jesus is a deity. He never really existed. He's just an image that people worship and take offerings to. That's a deity, So um, right. So I want you guys to be very much aware that this is happening. So, you know, and you never know what somebody have. Yeah, well, let me see if I can find that this video, because people really be sitting there like so confused to what I'm talking about. And wait, I just be having like little things that I can't really show. Okay, it literally may be exactly on that phone, but and some people come and invest in a certain time period in your life because because it's a part of their mission to fulfilling their highest dreams. And people be like, what do you mean? Like, if a person, the only way a person can tell, like, for me, when I was young, when I was like getting to a stage, when I first came around my dad, I found an interest in this one aunt of mine. I have talked about her before, named Auntie Grace. And at that time, she was unable to bear her own child. And it was like she took a liking to me, and I liked that for myself because my mom was dead, right? So she gave me like, it's like I was able to feel like I had a mom, and in exchange she felt like she had a child of her own, even though I knew that was not my mom, and she also knew I was not her biological child, right? So there will come a day when, some people, because sometimes, people do stuff because they know, hey, because I remember I had seen this, how they be having them little Chinese dramas on, like, Facebook, and they was talking about, like, the Jinx energy. It's like a little girl that had, like, this Jinx energy type stuff, right? And so basically, it's like she see things before it do happen, and, you know, what she says out her mouth will make or break an individual, right? So, but her arch enemy was her sister, and the only reason why it was her arch enemy is because her sister was taken at birth, and you know, she didn't know that the person that took her um, tried to use her powers for evil, but while she was using it to be, and she was not only being evil, she was stealing fortune. So she was using her powers to her sister was using her powers to steal fortunes, and fortune, it could be any type of fortune. It could be gift, or fortune gift, or fortune as far as money, or a fortune as far as good luck. But she was stealing fortunes, and her sister, was raised with her mother, and she never was tainted. So she just was light, and basically like there was like yin and yang energy. If you really look at it from that perspective, where one sister had was just promoting light, was a light being, and the other one was promoting darkness, and um they was doing the same thing but different, right? One was helping others restore, only only jinx the individual that was trying to bring harm to her or those who she loved. And then the other sister, she was doing the same thing, but she wasn't, but she was, because she felt like the ones that had took care of her that whole time loved her, because that was the closest thing to family she had, and she wanted to protect them and do what they wanted her to do, um, because she felt like, they will never steer her astray. But little did she know that those people that she thought was the closest thing to family to her, even though she knew that that was not her family, she still did what was being asked of her, because she thought that they was doing that because that's what they needed to do to get by. One, for her to have the roof that she had, the food that she was getting, the love that she was able to accumulate in that environment, and also, that was her contribution to keeping the household going, right? But little did she know that she was stolen by birth from someone who was thinking about using her as bait to destroy her real family, right? So, but it took a while for her to realize that, and she didn't even know that. Or she knew that she had like a chain, right? Uh, that her mom had made her when she was a child. Well, she made both of them, so they had identical bracelet that only their mom made. Their mom only made two in the whole entire world, right? So when that message came across the person that was watching the sister, he realized, oh, so you are a child of this family, and you are, right. So they started to move her in that energy space of, yeah, you going to be a pawn. You're going to be something I'm willing to pawn to get what I want to get in life, right? And that's what I'm saying. Like, but you see how like when how did he know the mother was even about to give birth to her to be over there to snatch her at that time frame? And how did he know when it was timing for him to bring that little girl out to come damage her own family success? You know, how did all this, her bloodline, how did they know that but how was she her how was she the secret weapon to break and make her family? You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta be aware. That's what I'm saying. People really do be knowing your own fortune before you find out yourself. People be knowing who you are and what you're capable of before you ever get a chance to. Because people can see people. They may not be able to see your mental, but they can see your gifts probably before you do. You might be like, hey, I trust that you're gonna pass this class, or hey, you know, um, if this is what you're going through with this person at this time frame, I promise you, because it didn't start off like that, right? So it's like you can see within this time frame, they was just doing simple petty stuff to you, but now it's full blown petty. And like if you stay for another 3 to 5 years, you see you might be looking at death. You might be looking at that. You probably need to find your way out of there. Now, out of that. You know. So that's really right. So yeah. So that's I don't know. I don't even talk too much, but I'm talking a lot right now, and it's because I have literally seen this happen to me a few times in my life. And you know the only reason why they was able to even get in my energy space is because they got me to a point that I was comfortable enough to let my guard down. To let my guard down because you know, I was like, why would they do all of this just to harm me? Why wouldn't they? It was not, if they could have just harmed you from right there, they would have did that. But since they couldn't, it's an enemy of an enemy is a friend, and not only is the enemy of an enemy is a friend, keep your enemy close, keep your friends close, but keep your enemy closer. So you gotta always wonder, you know, because sometimes it's not because you are special. Sometimes it's because they need to keep extra eye on you. Sometimes it's not because, you know, they love you. Sometimes it's because they need access to the person you are. And this says Ace of Winter. It says don't be deterred by challenges along the way. It's important for you to communicate clearly, accurately. Amazing ideas should be I think it's impaired impairments or something. I don't know. Damn. Oh, look at this motherfucking car just came out. Right. So the star card came out first. Right. Yeah, so the star card came out first, and it says, look to your future with hope and obtainment. And it says the power of faith that moves the power of faith that move mountains. Happy changes bring relief from challenging times, right? And then this also came out. All right, so it says, and it's the eight. Oh, good God, excuse me. My nose be itching whenever I get on this live. It's like the 8 of spring, and it says stress that comes from having many things happens at once. Um, Successful multitasking, suddenly events of change. This one is upside down. The princess of the princess the princess of autumn is down, and it says, you know, it says studios, priority, cherish, mischiefs. That is upside down, so that may not be what's happening to you at this time. And it say happy news about your career, promotion, and scholarship. Well, well thought out plans that goes perfectly. Needs a little push to get it going, but it's upside down, so y'all might not even have that going on right now. So somebody might be attacking that part. The fact that you may not be having a scholarship or whatever it is, and you may not because somebody is attacking it. Maybe that's divine's wish. Divine's wish is like, okay, that's not what I'm calling the collective to do, and you know that's not the energy that I'm trying to get them in. So that this shouldn't be they shouldn't even be looking towards that or going in that direction. You know, the door is closed for you because it may not be in your calling to even possess that door. But it says be practical with respecting to whom you be practical with respect to whom you perceive the ability to make anything more beautiful. Meeting someone who can help your dreams come true. Yeah, so you might not know who you're going to meet. You don't know what's going to help your dreams come true. So, I mean, all I'm really getting out of that card is like, I'm just saying, like, don't go around acting like everybody is your enemy, right? Just trust the divine to lead the way, and trust in him to give you all you need to get by, and trust in the God within you to call. You know, when they say when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. So trust in divine that when you are ready for a certain task, that the teacher that you need to help you in that task will appear. And if you cannot trust um, everything that comes with that individual, then it may be in your best interest, right, to call divine to help you, you know, figure out what's which pathway to follow, because every door is not for everybody to go through, because some doors is to the death, and you do not want to walk into your death realm, into a door that's going to open the death for you. But it says protect the fruits of your labors, prepare for possible changes that lies ahead, environmental concept concept here. So it's basically what I get from that is like protect the fruits of your labor, but more than all, watch the type of energy space you go around and the environment you be around. And awareness is something that you cannot buy. Like, to be for me it's alchemistic for me to try to change the energy space I'm in. Like, however way I feel, I might be able to sit in it for like a good while, give it 1 to 2 to 3 days, blah blah. Like the third day, I'm in the energy space of how I could change that energy for myself. And if I need crystals to do that, so be it. If I need candles to do that, so be it. If I need a cleansing to do that, so be it. But more so, if I could make my mind change that, that's really my biggest thing, right? So meditation is really a big thing for me. But being as though it's cold, I'm not gonna be able to sit outside because I came out a window several years back, because I was under attack and a lot was going on with me, and also I was high, so I did stupid shit. So I jumped out the window from a third floor building, and out of everything that could be damaged is really my spine. So when I meditate, a couple of my lumbars was fractured. So when I do meditate and I sit down for a long period of time, I go through pain. And you know, like, the way I was able to tap in is not how I could tap in now. It's a little bit tricky now because I have to be cautious and I can't sit for long and I can't do it in the way that I want to. But still I do still do what I need to do. I still move in the energy I need to, and I still get what I do need to get to be able to. I've been able to advance in my gifts that I don't necessarily always gotta meditate to get the message that I'm getting to tell y'all. So that's a good thing. But more than anything, I need you guys to be aware, be prepared. Make sure you sage, do what you need to do, keep yourself protected at all times. Cover your head if you must. Wear a scarf. You know, cover your head. Because if you still not know who you are in the realm, they could just get to you and your mental peace. Please comment, like, subscribe. Let me know if this resonates with you, and let me know if this even makes sense to you. Okay.